All right, we are back once again. This is the end of FGM Live, all the way from Bomet County. Still trying to connect our guests on this show so that we can have this conversation, talking about our children at this time of COVID-19, how they're faring, as well as the efforts that we are all making to make sure that the girls are safe in their homes, as well as during this situation, the COVID-19. And we were already introduced to Doreen, who's from the Kenya Girl Guides Association. Joining us is Lily Koech as well, if you can hear me. Lily Chepkemoi, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Hello.
All right, can you hear me, Lily? Can you hear me?
Oh.
All right, we are having a small challenge there, but we'll just go straight to some of the issues that we have seen in that county. And we see a lot of issues in regards to girls' safety, but not just because of FGM, but because of issues that arise when these girls are at home. And also interacting with their peers as well. So 9 women charged with undergoing FGM in Bomet on Wednesday, March 18, 20. That's an article that was released earlier this year. Women are charged for undergoing FGM cut in Bomet, as well as 15 women charged in Bomet for undergoing and aiding FGM still. And those are some of the statistics that we are receiving from the ground at as late as these years. We also have an issue. The nation also reported teen pregnancies as well, where girls went and undergo medical tests where they are basically found out to have had to have conceived in Bomet County as well. And so we are still wondering what is happening in that county. And so as we try to add our guests, if they are not able to join in, we will also try other avenues like just direct phone calls. But before then, I'll just talk straight to Doreen. Doreen, you have worked with girls in Bomet County, and there have been so many issues, but top among them sometimes is how well they are protected when they go back home. The girls the girls have gone back home right now because of COVID-19, and so I would assume that the Kenya Girl Guides are basically not operational because mostly they work in schools. How are you faring?
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. As Girl Guides Association, we've been having mentors in the community. We've trained our trainers, and in every sub-county, because we have 5 sub-counties in Bomet.
All right.
We make sure that in every sub-county we've got mentors. So these mentors reach the girls directly. And also we work one-on-one with our partners. For example, the I Choose Life Foundation, which are very,
All right.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, go on.
All right, thank you. So I'm saying we've got our partners.
All right.
And the main partner is the county government of Bomet.
All right.
Who, through the social service, the gender and social service department,
all right,
they have been of good help to us.
All right.
Also, we've got the I Choose Life Foundation,
all right,
who have been partnering with us.
All right.
And in any case, or whenever we get any problem, we direct the problems through them.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that. We really do appreciate. We have lots of connectivity issues as well, so we will try one more last time to reach out to the to our fellow guests, but to the viewer, please don't give up on us. We will be back in a moment. But before then, please further this conversation, because Bomet, as for those who know and follow up, we have had lots of we've had lots of communication as well as lots of politics in that county. So we want to know what's really happening in that regard. All right, short break. We'll come back soon.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674. Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, welcome to the End FGM live show once again. Sorry for a little bit of hitches. I think we'll have to proceed without one of our guests today. Today we have Lily and Doreen. Doreen represents the Kenya Girl Guides Association, and Lily Koech also represents the Bomet CSO network. So we'll be talking about issues regarding girls at this time, but children in general, if you're going to consider that. And so karibuni sana to this live show. Unfortunately, we will not be able to see you, so we'll just connect directly on the phone. To the listener, please remember that we are live on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on YouTube. And starting off with you, Lily, we know that there are lots of issues, but speaking about FGM in Bomet, what's the situation like?
Well, we are lucky that this is not the season for such a passage of rite of passage.
All right.
Usually it is December, so maybe that has saved us. And secondly, we do not know exactly when the schools are opening. If they know maybe that it would be extended,
all right,
maybe this practice would have gone on. But so far I haven't had anything to do with FGM at the moment.
All right. And to you, Doreen, you work with the Girl Guides here in Kenya, and you represent actually quite a vast population, I'd say, of girls in Bomet. And there are a couple of issues in regards to closure of schools in this country because of COVID-19. How has that affected your activities in Bomet, basically?
Thank you so much. Our activities are normally in school, although we've got also activities of out-of-school girls and young women.
All right.
But based on the in-school activities, that is, as Girl Guides, we've got young Girl Guides, young girls as from 3 years up to 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
So our trainings are have been really affected.
All right.
In that all the girls, we've been training the girls in school.
All right.
When the school closed because of the COVID-19,
all right,
they had to go home.
All right.
But thank goodness we've got trainers. We've been training trainers, and we've got mentors in the community who've been getting in touch with the girls.
Okay.
So we make sure that they report to us that how many girls they have reached in the community.
Okay. Okay. And you and to you, Lily, I know that you coordinate CSOs in that county. It's a vast county. What are you up to now? Like it's COVID-19.
Before we go on,
all
I'm
right,
not the coordinator. I'm the director of gender.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry for that.
It is the other Lily who is not on.
All right. Sorry for that. So thank you very much for that. I keep on confusing because the names are actually the same.
Exactly. That is the trading name around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe we'll also try to add Lily Koech later in this call. But just going on with that, we will be talking about what the county government is actually doing in regards to ending FGM in that county during this time. And if there are any issues, but which we had mentioned before that maybe there aren't, but looking at the situation as it is right now, how are the girls faring on the ground?
How many girls are?
How are the girls faring on the ground?
Well, on the ground, with the school closed, the main issue I'm seeing is basically the child marriage. So you find these 15-year-olds, Form 1, Class 8, Form 2, up to Form 4,
all right,
cohabiting with people like the border riders.
All right.
Yeah. And then, other than that, we have a lot of defilement cases going on.
Okay.
A few have been reported.
All right.
But others go unreported.
Okay.
And then we are talking about girls, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, you realize that we also have boys.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when they are the perpetrators, those ones who are below 16, people don't know what to do with them so far.
Yeah.
There was a case whereby it was a 16-year-old who defiled a 10-year-old. Now, I think he got away. But we are still following up on that.
Okay.
But now with the FGM, even before the COVID-19, there's a way we had really reduced on that.
All right.
We were about to get rid of it.
All right.
The government was working on it.
All right.
And we had people on the ground.
Okay.
There are a few people who are gender champions.
Okay.
Who always report in case they hear such a thing.
Okay.
We were almost getting rid of that FGM.
All right.
And if it happens, they do it really secretly. But so far, people have started to accept that we have to get rid of it. It's something of the past.
Okay.
And now,
all right.
What happened was the county government last year, December, what they did, they gave a mentorship program for primary school girls.
All right.
So they took like 2 girls per school.
All right.
And they were to become the gender champion.
All right.
They were trained.
All right.
So there was a plan to give the same mentorship program for boys.
All right.
In April. Because usually in December there is that rite of passage for boys.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, this happened. So we hope that when the situation is back to normal and we are safe with the pandemic and we put it down, we've controlled it, we can still have that mentorship program going on for boys.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's very useful information because boys are always left out in these conversations. Yet we always complain that it's the boys that are the perpetrators or people who want to marry these girls when they are caught, or also in cases of child pregnancies or early pregnancies or defilement as well. It's also the men that usually are also involved in these situations.
Yes, you're right. You can say that again. Now, it was this conversation was so important with the boys and the mentorship thing.
All right.
So that we realized that some of this, an issue like FGM happens because these girls think that is a prerequisite
for marriage.
For marriage.
Yeah.
So if we can talk to these boys to tell them to accept these girls even when they are not married, when they to marry, to accept the ones that have not been undergone FGM.
Yeah.
I think that can be the end of it all, because if the main reason is for marriage, to get a husband there, then that if we were to talk to the boys and tell them to see, to make them see the danger, can really help.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Lily, and this time Lily Kipainoi from the gender director. Yeah, from from Bomet, the gender director as well. So thank you very much for joining us. We do appreciate it. I think we'll just take a short break. We have the other Lily, so she is ready on the line. So we'll just add on this call and have a streamlined conversation on this show. This is the FGM Live show, and we are in Bomet County. For those who are watching from different parts of the world, we do appreciate having you here today. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and together with Tony Mwebia and Antonia Sophia, we bring it to you these shows from Monday to Friday. Please leave a comment in those chat boxes, and we'll surely have a conversation about that specific county, and that is Bomet. Short break, we'll come back, and this time we will have a full house.
Tune in to the FGM Live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674. Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, we are back. This is the NFGM live show. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and we just go straight to Bomet County. We have had lots of connection issues, but now we are back, and I'm just going to go straight to add them on this call. We have Lily Kipainoi, as well as Lily Koech, as well as Doreen, all from Bomet. Lily Kipainoi represents the gender the gender department, while Lily Koech represents the Bomet CSO network, and Doreen represents the Kenya Girl Guides Association. And at this time, we are talking about the welfare of girls, and there are many challenges that are arising from the girls simply being at home. And issues like FGM, child marriages, as well as early pregnancies are cropping up every single day. Bomet County might not have a spike in FGM cases, but the other related issues are coming up, as we have just been told. So, karibu sana to this show. Lily, as well as Doreen, really do appreciate having you on this program. Just straight to you, Lily Koech, and this should be very brief. A small background about the situation as it is right on your side, Lily Koech.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm Lily Koech from Bomet CSO network.
All right.
Yes, the situation in Bomet pertaining the issue of FGM,
all right,
it is still rampant in Bomet County.
All right.
Specifically in two sub-counties, Tepalungu and Totik.
All right.
And currently, due to the issue of COVID-19,
all right,
we have a lot of teenage pregnancies at the moment. Some are reported, some are not reported.
All right.
And there is also the issue of development, where maybe there are no pregnancies, but girls are being deviled mostly in the Bomet County generally.
All right.
And if you look at the age bracket of the girls that are being deviled at the moment, it is between 10 to 15. For those mostly that are reported, it is 10 to 15. There are so many that are not even reported that most parents maybe prefer sorting them out, ile tunasema ni kienyeji.
So they have kangaroo courts to sort their issues out.
Pardon?
They have kangaroo courts to sort their issues out.
Yes, but it's not legal. It is illegal to maybe sort out the issues of development maybe at home. Yeah, it's illegal. It's illegal, yeah.
All right. All right. So those are the issues that... go on.
Pardon?
All right, go on.
Yes, so the issues that maybe parents are trying to sort those issues illegally.
All right.
Which is just a violation of human rights and also the violation of the rights of the child.
All right.
So you look at most of the issues, they go and report it, they don't even go to court. So there are lots of violations in the child rights.
All right. Speaking about violations, we have seen Bomet in the news, and top among them actually is the arraignment of women. On 18th of March this year, there was a newspaper article that came out, 15 women charged in Bomet for undergoing and aiding FGM. And we see that this issue is actually sometimes downplayed because there's lots of politics that surrounds it when speaking about FGM in that county. And I'll just direct this one to the gender director. It is a crime to practice FGM in Kenya, no matter what orientation you have, no matter what position in government, as well as what community you are from. it's illegal and it's punishable by law. But we see a spike in cases sometimes where FGM is carried out en masse in that county. You are in the gender department, and there are issues that arise in that regard. Could you just paint a picture of how it is like in Bomet in regards to FGM? How do they practice it, and what's the frequency, or basically how frequent do you get reports?
Thank you again. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Oh, yeah, good. Now, the culture there, it reaches, even if you look at the ones that were reported last year, in December, these are married women already having children. So it is usually pressure from their husbands.
Yeah.
And the husbands get what we call peer pressure amongst themselves. For some reason.
Okay.
Now, they force these ladies. Now, it is outlawed.
Yes.
No matter, even if it is consented how, it is against the law.
Yeah.
And we've tried to sensitize that.
Yeah.
And those ones who are found, if you realize they were charged in the court of law and they faced the full force as punishment for the others. So this FGM, it is just how, the reason why it's even outlawed is because it takes away the rights.
Yeah.
It violates the rights of women. And makes us not have that there is an MDG goal where we have to, supposed to have what we call gender equality.
Yeah.
So that makes, it is a way of those men trying to make the women be under them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do they do it consciously, or they just think that it is they're just fulfilling their roles as men?
Somehow, yes. I don't know what happens. It is just some form of rebellion all of a sudden. But we had really put it down. But now they go sit down and then they start thinking about, now it's our culture.
Yeah.
If we leave it out. And for some of them, when they are told the dangers of FGM, for example, fistula, high mortality rate during childbirth, all that, they will ask you how come their parents were able to give birth to very many without any problem.
And that's an excuse that many cultural, traditional community, including mine, actually have.
That is the excuse they give. But what they don't know is that the statistics may not be there. But the mortality rate at childbirth was so high at that time for both women, the mothers, and the child.
Still to you, Lily. Bomet lacks county-specific data in regards to any FGM, and that poses a challenge in tracking it. How does that affect you?
Can you repeat again the question?
Bomet County doesn't have county-specific data in that regard, in regards to ending FGM. Does that affect how you actually approach the end FGM situation in your county?
You don't have a what again?
County-specific data on ending FGM provided by KDHS, basically.
We think it is, they are working on it. They just started. There is a working group working on that. And it affects because lack of data, but there is some sort of data, one or the other. We work with the little we have.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's important
then
information.
Else.
Yeah.
Yes. I wanted to point out something else other than FGM and defilement and all that. Huh?
Yeah.
Right now, the girls are at home.
All right.
And there was this project of giving them sanitary pads in schools.
All right.
Now that they are not in school, that means they are not getting the sanitary pads.
All right.
So they become susceptible to these perpetrators because now some of them may be told for us to buy you sanitary pads. They are not able to afford.
All right.
So they give sex for pads.
All right.
Then another thing, economically speaking, things are not very good because some of them in their companies, they were laid off or their salary was cut. So there is that problem of poverty again.
Okay.
And the food security.
Okay.
And to make it worse, there was... Now, when these girls are at home, parents have kind of abdicated their roles. They'd always known that when they are in school, they are okay.
All right.
Now, they don't want to be with the children at home.
All right.
Because as they're going to hustle, they have no one to live with these children with. So these girls, when they're left alone, they are susceptible to the predators.
Okay.
So to say. And then that curfew. You remember the curfew time from 7?
Mm-hmm.
Before it was put, the hours were now reduced.
Yeah.
Before the reduction of hours. Around in the dark of the night, so much was happening. And because of position of movement, very little people could do.
All right.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you very much. And to you, Lily, once again, this time, Lily Koech, we have had issues in regards to coordination and looking at different places where we are trying to bring people together. During this pandemic, we have had CSOs working hand in hand just to ensure that there is impact even during these times of limited movement as well as social distancing. What are the CSOs in your county doing to help curb the problems that are emerging as a result of COVID-19? Lily, if you can hear me.
Which Lily?
Lily Koech or
Lily Koech. Lily Koech.
Oh, kindly repeat your question.
How are CSOs affected, and how is the coordination affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and how are you dealing with it just to make sure that the girls are safe during this time?
Okay, personally, as I'm one of the gender champions under the Ministry of Education.
All right.
That is in Bomet County. There is a program that the Ministry of Education was trying to run.
All right.
But it is greatly affected by this COVID-19. In the sense that most of the cars now are at home, and we are not able then to reach them.
Okay.
So if they were in school, at least they can be reached. But at the moment, the program is affected. Most of the children, most of the cars are at home. So they are very vulnerable at the moment.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And
the coordination is it's just like it's at a standstill. We cannot reach them, and we cannot advise them. So there are a lot of loopholes in the program at the moment.
All right. Because I know that CSOs normally work hand in hand, especially with the network that you are working with. And what measures have you taken to ensure that you are able to coordinate at this time, basically?
At the moment, due to the kind of restriction that we do not have maybe to assemble, the kind of coordination that maybe we could have been having, it is just at a stake. So it is really, it's almost impossible even to reach them.
Okay.
So coordination is affected, surely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Vincent on Facebook is asking a question and directs it to the county representative for gender office, of course, in the national government. He says, my question goes to the gender representative for Bomet County. Does the county have county-specific FGM policy? And if not, what is the department doing in that regard? And I'll just shoot to you, Lily, before we go to Doreen.
Does the county have what?
A county-specific policy on FGM.
The county has a policy generally on GBV.
All right.
So FGM is inclusive in somehow.
Okay.
But we are working on now. We decided that it is a major thing.
All right.
It's on the pipeline.
So, just quick question to you as a follow-up in that one is, why is it that we see other forms of abuse? For example, if rape happens or if defilement happens to the same girl, there is more action taken faster in regards to that, and not in normal cases on FGM. So FGM is like treated as secondary in that regard as well. Why is that the case?
I don't think it's treated as secondary.
All right.
GBV is GBV. But now when it comes to defilement,
all right,
well, most of the time it is on someone who is really not willing, has not even been convinced.
Okay.
And I think because we had almost done away with FGM,
all right,
the defilement was on a higher, the defilement cases are more, and it is kind of throughout the year. While FGM happens, let's say, once a year,
all right,
during a season, during December.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that. I'll just go straight to Doreen. We have had these girls going through lots of training as girl guides, and sometimes we have a conversation on how useful is actually scouting or such skills children get in school to their livelihood. And I don't know if you have had a conversation about this and how that really helps these girls in regards to just defending themselves or avoiding going through FGM or preventing child pregnancies as well as early marriages.
Thank you so much. Our vision as the Kenya Girl Guides Association is girls creating a better world. So during our trainings in school, in every school we are struggling, or we are putting much effort to have one female teacher. We term that as a guide leader in every school, so that she may become a mentor to the girls.
Yeah.
A girl guide, we train the girls to be disciplined.
Yeah.
So even in this time of COVID-19, we have less worries because those girls who have been trained as girl guides, have got those discipline. I've got the discipline, and also we've got programs. For example, we've got a program called Action on Body Confidence and a Free Being Me project, which are in every school. We've got a trainer or a division, a commissioner in charge of the program. Okay. In this project or this program, the Action on Body Confidence, we train the girls to have that confidence, so that whenever they come in, whenever they face any problem, they've got that confidence to express themselves. So another thing is that in every school we've got peer educators. Okay. We train 2 girls from every school to be peer educators. Yeah. In turn, after training the 2 peer educators, they in turn train the other girls. So much of the trainings with us, the Kenya Girl Guides, are those which are instill confidence in the girls, and makes one of our laws as the Kenya Girl Guides is a girl guide that is courageous. All right. So as we train the girls to be courageous whenever they face any problem, like for example, right now in this the coronavirus situation, they'll have that confidence to face them.
All right, thank you very much for that. We'll take a short break, come back, and we will be talking about emerging cases, because we've seen issues coming up. We're talking about FGM mostly on this show, but we see that child pregnancies are on the rise, as well as defilement, which seems like a really big issue in Bomet County. So we'll just come back and finish up with that conversation. But to those who are watching, just remember that you're able to leave your comment on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on YouTube at FGM Live, and we'll be able to read them online here on this show. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and together with Mwebia and Antonia Sophia, we really do appreciate having you here today. Short break, we'll come back and continue with this conversation.
Tune in to the FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
Okay, sorry.
All right, we're back. This is the end of FGM Live, and today we are in Bomet County. Thank you very much for joining in. We do appreciate having you. Today we are with 3 ladies, and we'll just get back to this conversation. As you can see, we have Lily Koech as well as Lily Kipainoi, who are joining us from Bomet. Lily Kipainoi represents the gender department, while Lily Koech represents the CSO network in Bomet. And as well as Doreen, who represents the Kenya Girl Guides Association. So we really do appreciate having you ladies on this show. We're just going to go straight to this conversation, and we were talking about issues these girls go through, and one thing that came up prominently is actually defilement, and many counties would consider those issues, of course, existing, but even wananchi themselves deal with them head on. So if there are cases of defilement, then you're sure that before the police come there, then most probably the locals have taken the law mostly in their hands. I do not know what the situation is like in Bomet. Is it normalized? And this goes to Lily Kipainoi.
Yes and no.
All right.
Yeah, it depends on which side of Bomet, and it depends on, again, the people, the locality, obviously.
Okay.
And how someone feels. You know, those ones who are not very okay, poverty, in terms of wealth, and they feel they are not able to go for justice, let it just lie down.
All right. So if as we had said, there are kangaroo courts.
Yes, the kangaroo courts. They are, in fact, they are threatened.
All right.
And unfortunately, it's because they may not know their rights.
Yeah.
So because of threats and ignorance,
yeah,
some of them just give in.
Yeah.
And give in to it so that something doesn't go on.
Yeah.
And especially when the perpetrator is someone
close,
very well known to the family.
Yeah.
So the girl is compromised. The rights of the girl and the justice is compromised.
Yeah.
Just to ensure peace goes on.
Okay.
Unfortunately. But in many other cases, where people are a bit informed,
all right,
that one is brought forward. The wananchi are even, they bring forward the cases.
All right.
We are informed, and we are so glad that our county commissioner, when he hears of these things, he acts with the speed.
All right.
Using the law enforcers.
Yeah.
And these people are brought to book.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for that. And I'll just go straight to Doreen. The Kenya Girl Guides Association, of course, has existed in this country for quite some time now. As when I was in primary school, there are girl guides as well. But one thing that I know is when the girls are still in training, sometimes we just focus on the skills in regards to probably raising the flag or marching or cleaning the environment. But how do you basically inculcate these values on just refusing FGM, child marriage? Do you have sessions that you talk about these issues with these girls?
Yeah, thank you so much. As I've told you,
yeah,
more of Girl Guide activities are life skills activities.
Okay.
We've come up with this project or this program called Action on Body Confidence.
Okay.
And I've seen that of late we've rolled out this program across almost 3 sub-counties in Bomet County.
Okay.
And it has really aided the girls to have that voice.
Yeah.
To raise their voices in case of anything. And again, we've got in girl guiding, we've got friends of guides.
Okay.
That is more, which are most of them are men, or
yeah,
some of them are men.
Yeah.
And we saw that it's very important to engage these men and the boys also in the campaign to stop this gender-based violence.
Okay.
Or against the girls and also boys.
Okay.
The Free Being Me project again is whereby we train the girls to be free being them.
Okay.
We find that this child marriage sometimes are caused by poverty, bride price. Even others are caused by cultural traditions.
Okay.
So we train the girls to raise their voices in case maybe they are being forced by their parents or even religious, some social pressures.
Okay.
So after these trainings, the girls will have found that courage to raise their voices. And we thank the Kenya Girl Guides for bringing on this project because it has really aided the girls. Again, as we know that the origin of FGM culture is male-dominated with the intention of maintaining their male dominion, we train the girls that whenever they are being faced by these challenges. For example, maybe they get a man or maybe on their way or anywhere, forcing them to do what is wrong. The girl or the young women will have that courage to face them.
Yeah.
And with the Kenya Girl Guides, we've got this project which has really assisted the girls in Bomet County with the aid of the Bomet County government through the Social Services Department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll just ask another question, and this one goes to Lily, who's coordinating as well the Bomet CSO network. We have seen lots of CSOs complaining that they do not have support from the government. It seems like Bomet could be different. How is it working with the government now that you hardly have a policy which will allow support in regards to resources in ending FGM and other harmful practices, but gender specifically speaking about FGM?
Okay, thank you very much. The issue of CSO as a network, we have enjoyed the support of the county government.
All right.
Yes, we enjoyed that support as the CSO.
All right.
And when we mentioned the issue of FGM normally comes once in a year. It's not something that is continuous.
All right.
It's normally the end of the year.
Yeah.
And the most rampant violation against our girls or against the girls and women is the issue of defilement.
Yeah.
And I must appreciate that the county commissioner has been very supportive.
Okay.
He has always been there to stand with the girls. Wherever there is any defilement, it's always there to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book.
Yeah.
So I must appreciate that. So the county commissioner is always ensuring that the rights of maybe the violated girls maybe taken care of or protected. But the issue here is most of the cases of development, they normally die in police stations and the health facilities.
Okay.
So there is need maybe to sensitize or even train even the health facilities, the health workers to understand that this fight is not for maybe the CSO or not for maybe other government agents, but they are supposed to understand that they are part of this cause in maybe fighting against all the fighters in the community. Because the community belongs to all of us. So if, for example, maybe there is a development and the health workers or the PO, the clinical officer, who is supposed maybe to take the samples, if they don't fill in maybe the form, that is the PRC form correctly, or if he or she is tried, then that case will, or the girl will never get justice.
All right.
So we have got that issue in Bomet County where maybe the police can maybe collude with the perpetrator and also the health workers.
All right.
So we have that issue. But in Bomet, we have enjoyed maybe the support of the county government as the CSO and also other partners like the FIDA. I've worked closely with FIDA in providing the legal services. For example, there is a case where there was a case of defilement. A girl was defiled by someone who was a positive adjustment for a government worker.
All right.
And when I spoke with FIDA, they were able to give us a lawyer free of charge to stand on behalf of the girl. So we appreciate the support of other partners too, as the CSO.
All right. So working with the government, I know, and I'll just direct links to Lily, who is from the gender department, actually the director for the gender department in that county, representing the national government.
Department.
Yes.
Yeah. I represent the national government.
Representing the national government, but you're based and operating in Bomet County. And when you look at...
And we work together with the county. We work for something called intergovernmental framework.
All right.
So we work together here in a working group.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And one thing that I want to ask you is, we see that cases of defilement are very high in this county, and we are bringing in other stakeholders. Like she said, there is FIDA and as well as other organizations that basically represent these children, just to make sure that they get justice. Looking at it from a gender perspective, we have women, we have girls who are young in that case. We've just heard about police stations being the deathbed of these cases, and it's not the first case we're hearing in this country, because you've had other cases where we do not have children department, what do they call them? Children departments, basically in police stations, where children can be safely kept, but instead of being put in cells. Yes, children safe houses in police stations. What are you doing to make sure that the children are actually safe when we are seeking justice for them, because they are taken to the police stations and the case dies there?
So what we are doing now, that's one weakness we have in Bomet. We don't have what we call a safe house or a rescue center or something of some sort.
All right.
But there is a space, and we are writing, there's a proposal, and we are going to build one. So that those people, to rescue those ones who are who've been defiled, who are running away from FGM, we need, and we are thinking of something, a multi-purpose place where it is also a rehabilitation place for those people maybe who are recovering from some kind of, even the other abuse, substance abuse. But basically we wanted it for the girl. Now, the other day, when it happened during curfew time that a girl had been defiled, what we did is after the county commissioner talked to the OCD to ensure the girl is taken to hospital. So I think the hospital is a safer space for the girl than the police station.
All right.
But after making the report, we normally really follow it up. We try and look for other safer places. At the moment, it is the hospital.
All right. Thank you very much. We would like to bring this to a close because we are actually out of time right now. But thank you very much for joining us. I just have one question that I'd like to ask each of you. There are different issues in Bomet County, but I do not know if you've sat down and thought, what's that one thing that if you had all the resources all the time, as well as all the support that you need, what's that one thing that you would say you would end if you had all those resources? The biggest problem that you see. And that goes to Lily, Coach.
Okay. The biggest thing that maybe if I'm given an opportunity maybe to do it, or if there are funds to do it,
all right,
to have an end to the issue of defilement. And also to have a care and protection center in Bomet County. I think that will help the girl, or maybe, even those who are being rescued from early child marriages. I think they will have a place even to be protected. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that. To you, Doreen, what is that one thing that you would say I would change if I had all the resources, all the support, everything, all the time?
Thank you. Maybe I can start with ending FGM.
All right.
we know ending FGM is my responsibility. It is our responsibility. So the best thing I can do is engaging men. Engaging men. Men are the consumers. And when you try and see that these men, these ladies sometimes are being forced to undergo FGM so that they can be married, that they can get a man to marry. So if we engage these men in ending FGM, it can be a very big success. Another thing is the community. It is a collective responsibility in the community to end this FGM, to end this gender-based violence. So if we can do an advocacy in the community, it can be a very big success, because if we talk in one language, I don't think that anybody can go astray when others are speaking one language. And again, maybe I can call upon all the parents who've got girls in school to enroll their girls in girl guiding. It is a disciplined organization, and it has got much benefit to be a girl guide.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And closing off with Lily, with the Gender Department, if you had all the support, all the resources, all the time, what is that one thing that you would say, if I changed, would have an impact in Bomet County?
Just like the other two have said, one thing that that would change everything would be knowledge and education and economic empowerment. Why am I saying this? Because if they knew the effects of this gender-based violence, like defilement and FGM, if they knew why the dangers, it would stop. And economic empowerment, because I said, if these girls and their mothers had a way out, they wouldn't stoop so low to be, some of these things come out because of what we call handouts. People give you handouts, free rides, all that. But if they had their own thing, I don't think they can be convinced to be defiled and all that. And if the men knew the importance of not undergoing FGM, and even the women, I think that would end. So educating the masses, starting from maybe even in school. If life skills education can be improved, they should teach them certain things and how to deal with rape. You see, by the way, it is in their schools, it's in the school curriculum. There's a subject called life skills education. But I don't think it is adequately taught. If that one was adequately taught, girls would defend themselves. So like I said, the one thing that those residents would need is education, knowledge.
All right. Thank you very much. We're bringing this to a close. Asante sana for all your wise words on this show, as well as insight onto what's really bugging Bomet County. And to the listener, this as well as the viewer, this has been the FGM Live. We've had Doreen from the Kenya Girl Guides Association, Lily Koech from the Bomet CSO Network, as well as Lily Kipainoi from the Gender Department in Bomet, but representing the national office. Thank you very much for joining us. A quick one, if you want people to reach out to you, either to know what's happening in Bomet at the moment, as well as just support your work, how can they do so? And if you're not free to share your phone numbers, please, you can just share social media as well as Twitter, as email as well.
I don't mind if you can give them my phone number.
All right.
My email, I don't know whether you can write it, kipsoilily@gmail.com.
Who? Say that so that they can hear.
Kipsoilily.
Kipsoilily@gmail.com.
Yeah, Kipsoi, KIPSOI.
Kipsoi.
L-I.
All right.
Yeah, L-I is my name now. kipsoilily@gmail.com.
kipsoilily@gmail.com. Please reach out to her, and you will be able to have that conversation with her. Thank you very much. And to you, Doreen, how do people reach out to you?
I call upon everybody to log in to our website, that is www.kgda.co.ke.
kgda.co.ke.
At KGGA,
www.kgga. All right.
Yes, .co.ke.
All right.
Again, maybe I can share my our official email.
All right.
That is bomet@kgga.co.ke. And maybe I can share I don't know if I can share my number directly. I
think it's okay with the website as well as the social media platforms. We do appreciate having that as well.
Yeah, and that is and my personal email is Doreen587.
All right.
At gmail.com.
Doreen587 at gmail.com.
Yes, and maybe you can share my number if possible.
All right, thanks very much. And to you, Lily, as we bring this to a close, how do people reach out to you or your department?
Yes, thank you very much. My email is lilykoech79@gmail.com. My Twitter handle is @lilykoech4. So maybe you can also share my number.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. This is the FGM Live Show. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi. Bringing this to a close, we have been in Bomet County. Lots of insight, lots of struggles trying to connect. But once we did, we were able to have this conversation. Lots of thanks to our guests today. Thank you very much for sharing that insight so that we can know what is happening in that county during this time. We are closing this, and just remember that we are live from Monday to Friday, and we will still continue having these conversations throughout the week in the last counties before we hit the 22 or the 22nd mark in the 22 hotspot counties in this country. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi, and together with Tony Mwebia and Antonia Sophia, we say asante sana. See you tomorrow.